Shattercock out from Johnny Long, and I'm not in the Hobo Depot. My boy Hootie right here is Ken Smith and his amp. We all gonna show you something today and talk about a couple things today. All right, first of all, we're gonna talk about this. All right, this is a first act bass guitar. Let's tune it up first, or check the tune. I'm coming through my Phil Jones at the bottom down there. You can't see. If you can't see, good. If you can't see, oh man, that's what you need to say. Oh man, I wanted to see that. All right, so we're gonna talk about first tone. Why is it that when you go to a lot of outdoor events, you can't hear the bass player? This is what you hear. I want to set my amp where you can hear it. This is what you hear. Right? You don't hear this. You don't hear this. See how clean that is? You hear the definition in the notes. Okay, turn the amp down a little bit more. You hear that? That's definition of notes. And it's still clean at the top. Okay. You can hear that? Watch. Okay. What I'm looking for is okay. I'm listening for definition of notes. Definition notes are great, but what we need to hear is bass. Okay, if the PA will go off, would I be able to hear your bass sound anything like this, or would I just hear all treble? And I want guys to understand this. I understand you have these high-end basses. That is amazing. They are amazing sounding basses. But it's all about, basically, it's all about definition of tone. We're leaving that tone right there. You hear that? We're leaving that. Going where? I don't know. See, you hear that? You hear that? I'm hearing more click than anything else. And I want us to get back to tone. I got that amp at like 10 o'clock on every setting. So whatever this bass sounds like, I needed this definitely sound like a bass and not like a piccolo bass or a very clickish high-end bass. Nobody say you couldn't get a high-end bass that has a lot of click in it, but you got to actually learn how to bring that click down and bring more bass up. I understand it plays better. I understand it sounds better. I understand it has more high-end. I get all that. But the definition of that note and the bottom of that note needs to be heard. So a lot of people start tuning down. Okay. I have a lot of friends that tune down. And they are amazing musicians. Amazing bass players. But they also, while they tune, before they tune down, they learn what a bass note should sound like. See that? That's a bass note. That's a bass note. That's a bass note. That's a bass note. And it's still clean. I don't care how you look at it, it's clean. It's still clean. That amp that's a little small amp you're coming through. I'm still hearing that Fender Jazz kind of feel. I'm hearing that bottom. I don't just hear a low B that knock the roof off the stadium that you're in, but everything else I can't hear what you're playing. So that's when you come into effect. You learn your bass, you learn your electronics, you learn how to keep a basic round note on every string that you got. That means that cut back on the treble a little bit. Your bass is already outstanding in the treble field, and coming through a PA and a head, it's going to be even more treble. So now you have to figure out how to cut some of that treble back and add some of that bass, so people can understand what notes you're playing. Everybody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to hear that. Or this. Or this. Or this. I went through 4 settings already on this bass. And every setting that I went through sounded amazing. Every setting I went through sounded amazing. And it kept that bottom. It kept that bottom. Why? Because I want that bottom, man. I want people to move. When I started grooving, check this out. When I started grooving, I want people to stand there and go. So whether I start to groove off or not, I need to keep that groove. I need to make sure that bottom is right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Whether I go through my settings, whatever setting I go through, I still make sure that the definition of bass is still there. And the cleanliness. I said cleanliness. Cleanliness. Whatever setting I go through. Whatever setting I go through on this passive bass, I need for my settings, I need for my tone to sound like a bass. Not sound clickish. Not sounding like I really have to sit there and listen to, because it's so much bottom rolling off the preamp that I can't really hear distinction of the notes. So beginners, there you have it. Just a little small something that I want to throw at you that Hootie told me to tell you. Hootie, you a beast, son. I love your amp. I love your Ken Smith bass. And we out of here. Oh, please keep praying for us. I pray for y'all every morning. Pray for us. Subscribe, like, and share, please, on my YouTube channel. Shout out, folks. We out of here. Peace.